This portion of the Philip Goldson Highway is where hundreds of students and drivers traverse on a daily basis to make their way to Belize City, either to work or to go to school. But this portion here, directly in front of Our Lady of the Way Roman Catholic School, is where an accident occurred, leaving an 8-year-old little girl of Standard 2 seriously injured in the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. From reports received, we understand that the child was on a Waits bus coming to school and was scheduled to go on a school trip this morning to Belize City to visit the Museum of Belize, the House of Culture, as well as the Baron Bliss Lighthouse. But she never made it on that trip, as this morning when she got off the bus right here in front of the school, where an SUV coming in full speed knocked her off her feet, landing her yards away in front of the lamppost. We spoke with the principal, Carol Young, of Our Lady of the Way Roman Catholic School, as well as the food vendor, Miss Pamela Fitzgibbon, who explained to us what exactly transpired here today.
No school warden was here this morning. It happened about 25 past to 7:30. And look like the young lady would drive the vehicle, dragged the little girl way there under by the lamppost, right? And then they dragged the little girl. And then the father come out of the bus and pick her up, and then afterwards they carry the little girl.
Well, we were told a few minutes ago that the child suffered a broken collarbone, a broken nose. Her brain is swollen because she had a fractured skull. And the child was bleeding through her nose.
The accident was nothing short of traumatic for the father, who was driving the Waits bus that the little girl, Kaisha Joseph, had disembarked from, and also for the students and witnesses in the area. It is an incident that Principal Young says could have been avoided if the government officials whom they had approached years ago for the installation of a speed bump at the school would only have taken heed and had it installed.
Several years ago, we had asked for a pedestrian ramp, and people came from Ministry of Work, including Mr. Lennox Bradley. I think he was the CEO. And we had asked for a pedestrian ramp because we know that some kids don't live in Ladyville who come to school here and they have to cross the street. And they told us point blank that can tend to break up the highway. And so some of our parents got together and they put a big rope across the street, but somebody took the rope away. And since then, we have problem with children crossing. We have our warden, but at that time of the morning when the accident happened, the warden wasn't at work yet.
But until some measures are taken by the government through the installation of either a speed bump or a pedestrian ramp, officer in charge of the Ladyville area, Assistant Superintendent of Police Christopher Noble, appeals to drivers to be mindful that there are several schools in that area.
It is a school, there are 2 bumps, and at that time of morning, there's always some level of people hurrying to get to where they need to get to. We know people work, we know a lot of people traverse the highway trying to get to work, and because of the backups in traffic, you will have some level of delays. Our only appeal is that drivers be careful on the road. These are children, they're school zones. One will need to look at what the possibility of upgrading these areas to acceptable levels. But that is not for us to go back and forth with anybody with. It's just that we will need to assist in wherever we can. You know, the school is one of the largest schools in the area, and there is a high school in very close proximity. So there is a lot of children and young persons traversing the area at any one time during the course of the day.
Love News visited the hospital this afternoon, and we were informed that Kaisha is alert and is in a stable condition. At the scene of the incident, military medical personnel did come to the girl's aid, and from there she was taken to the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Reporting for Love News, I am Renee Trujillo.